Welcome to the Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. This isn't an official podcast episode. This is supplemental material. It's just we felt we had something to talk about. So our episode just dropped, and it's all about anime, where it was in the 80s when we were kids, and how it evolved into this mega conglomerate like media machine. And some news dropped just last week before the episode came out about Funimation and Crunchyroll. And it kind of just speaks to this whole thing, the whole idea that anime is just this massive thing. Vic, give me a breakdown of the news. What's going on with Funimation and Crunchyroll?
So last year, Sony, who owns Funimation, bought Crunchyroll. I mean, I'm still not a fan of the idea of one company owning two of the largest anime streamers, but it is what it is. But last week, it was announced that pretty much Funimation as a brand is pretty much going to be no more, and they started moving all their stuff over to Crunchyroll. Which actually, it was weird because it all seemed that Crunchyroll would be the one disappearing, but instead it's Funimation.
It is interesting. Now, Funimation, they also release like physical media, like DVDs, Blu-rays, etc., right?
Correct. So does Crunchyroll, but not to the extent that Funimation does. And it hasn't been said if that part of Funimation is going away yet, but at least for the most part, the streaming side, everything that Funimation was going to pick up for next season and from now on is going to be on Crunchyroll, and they started moving all their media content from Funimation to Crunchyroll. I mean, if you log into the Funimation app right now, the first splash image is actually Crunchyroll and a rundown of what's happening.
Yeah, and they're also offering free, I think it's 30-day membership, like a discount for signing up to Crunchyroll.
Correct.
So, I mean, this is complicated, right? There's a pros and cons here. First of all, the fact that it's going to be a single place to get most of your anime, right? That's a pro.
It's a pro.
Okay.
It's a lazy man's pro.
Yeah, it's a pro.
I mean, I'm a lazy man, so why should I be upset about this, Andrea? Vic, why should I be pissed about this? This sounds like a win. What's going on?
Well, I mean, for me, there's nothing necessarily to be angry about in the sense of trying to watch anime and stuff like that, because, yeah, it makes sense. Everything's going to be in one place. My idea for why they decided to stay with Crunchyroll instead of Funimation is because Crunchyroll is more expensive. If you want a membership, I think it's like $10, whereas Funimation is $5. So that's one idea of why they're moving it over there. And at least for me and my friends, we mostly talk about Crunchyroll. Like, I have one friend that has a Funimation account. I have 6-7 friends that have Crunchyroll. And I think that's also why they decided to move over to Crunchyroll instead of Funimation. It's just because, one, it's more expensive for a subscription. And two, I feel like that's where more of the viewers go towards instead of Funimation, even though Funimation has a lot, that you can't get on Crunchyroll. Although now you can. Now you can.
Yeah, so my point, it's too soon to tell if it's good or bad. Because, I mean, Funimation, first and foremost, Funimation customer support is horrendous. I've had issues with Funimation, and no joke, it takes weeks of back and forth to get situations sorted out at times. That goes for their streaming as well as their store. There have been some rumors online that that's one of the reasons why they decided to keep Crunchyroll around, because their customer service has been super fast every single time I've needed them, which is rare. But like I said, Funimation has been horrendous, and the Crunchyroll app is just better on all platforms. I mean, Funimation on Android, it's like on Android TV, which is where I primarily use it. If you go to the recently released section, sometimes it won't load. You got to actually attempt to load that section 3 or 4 times. On the PlayStation, every once in a while, I've gotten a video not available at this time message, and I got to try it 5 or 6 times. It's just, outside of the web browser, it's just been the most unreliable app overall. And so they probably figured instead of trying to merge the better app to the not great app at all, that's probably one of the reasons. Like Andrea said, Crunchyroll also, the subscription is more unless you've been with them forever, and they still, I think it's $8 still.
Yeah.
So I still pay $8, but it's a more expensive, and there's still promises that have yet to be seen if they're actually going to keep. Like they've said that they're in the process of attempting to get everyone's watch history over. Which for me, it's like, yeah, sometimes I'll sit and binge a series, between 20 and 100 and something episodes. And then I'll stop for a year or two. And then maybe I'll just get in the mood and I'll continue on from where I left off.
Sure.
I still have both subscriptions literally because it's a lot to do manually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just too soon to tell if it's a good or bad thing.
So, I mean, we got a lot to digest here. So it's a more expensive platform, but it's a more reliable platform. And it's a more popular platform, arguably. So it sounds like Sony's making a pretty clever call here. Like, our product sucks. This product's great. This product makes more money. This product everybody loves. Let's just tank ours.
Yeah, like I said, it's too soon to tell. I mean, we don't know if Funimation, if they're still going to be kept around for their dubbing, which personally I hate Funimation's dubbing.
Yeah.
But that's a personal preference. Some people think it's the greatest thing on earth, and they're entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong. But Crunchyroll, personally, even their dubs tend to be a little better. Even I'm not sure if it's the same dubbing studio. I don't keep track of dubbing actors because I usually watch subbed anyways.
I can hardly keep track of Japanese seiyuu, let alone American voice actors.
Right. And we don't even know if they're going to be moving all their operations to Crunchyroll's headquarters in California or if they're going to be moving everything to Funimation in Texas. It's just so much we don't know.
Why not both? So now, I mean, this did just drop. Overall, amidst your friends and peers, how's the reaction been?
Nothing too crazy. Just kind of everyone waiting to see what was going to happen. That was the big tip. When we all found out about it, we were just like, oh man, this is either going to be really good or really bad. But obviously we had high hopes because, it's anime. Everyone loves anime and everyone's going to try to do the best they can, especially with how popular it is now.
For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, we kind of were just like, fingers crossed, let's see what happens. And so far, I agree. I mean, it's beneficial to everyone to have this move. So I have no problems with it yet.
So no, this isn't the only game in town, right? Funimation isn't a monopoly now. They're Crunchyroll. There's still other guys. There's still Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah, there's still Netflix. You still have Amazon, Hulu, which as far as the anime side, I guess Netflix is the bigger out of those. There's also Sentai Filmworks that uses High Dive primarily, which High Dive, their app is also not the greatest, but the stuff that Funimation and Crunchyroll didn't carry, they tend to because they're also their own distributor and whatnot. So Sentai primarily focuses everything on High Dive. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the same company or not. I've never really looked into it. But even then, it's pretty much Crunchyroll now and then everyone else.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is, but it was worth talking about. I think that I don't really have a horse in this race, right? I mean, everybody's got an account with or at least access to an account, right? You're either somebody you know's got Netflix, somebody you know's got Hulu, somebody you know's got Crunchyroll. So yeah, I guess it is a wait and see game at this point. Find out how it's going to progress and see what happens. But we'll turn it over to the viewers. You guys let us know in the comments. Are you happy about this? Are you pissed about this? What services are you using? And all the feels. Let us know your feels. All right. Until next time, guys, thank you. Andrea, Vic, really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.